Hi everyone, this is Erin Hinojosa. This is for Workforce Planning Spring 2018 at Tarleton State University. It's my last semester, so I haven't had to make a YouTube video yet. I guess this is the right time because I'm probably not going to get another chance to. So thanks, Dr. Shaw, for that. Anyway, today I'm reviewing Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. I really enjoyed the book. I enjoyed Daniel H. Pink. He is the author. I enjoyed the way he wrote the book. It was a quick read. It was relatively easy. It was engaging. I think anybody can read this book, whether it's an entry level clerk or a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I think everybody's going to get something out of it, and I think that was really important. And I think Pink got that across in the book. I like that he spent the first part of the book laying out what he calls Motivation 2.0, the idea of rewards and punishment as motivation, and how in today's society that's just not really working for us anymore. It worked really well for a long time, and so I think people are hesitant to steer away from it and towards something new. But Pink does a great job throughout the text of telling the reader why we should move toward what he calls a motivation 3.0, moving away from extrinsic motivations like rewards and punishments into intrinsic motivations like just mastery, autonomy, purpose, giving people the just knowledge, giving people the ability to do something just because they want to be able to do it. They want to know that they can do it. They want to get a sense of something greater out of their employment these days. We've reached a level in our society, and it's a good thing, I think, where people are comfortable with money, generally speaking. Our lives are pretty comfortable. Not as many of us are, living paycheck to paycheck necessarily. We're used to comforts. And with that, our motivation isn't strictly about money anymore. And Pink does a good job of talking about that, of talking about how rewards and punishments are, they tend to narrow focus to a negative point where, it squashes creativity. It squashes greater problem solving. It kind of makes people's focus narrow so that they don't see long term. It's all about short term gains. Well, that doesn't really work. You can't translate that to long term success. So I think it's really interesting. I also think it shows how people get burned out and how people get addicted to those rewards. And so, as a manager, that can backfire on you. Suddenly, your employees are addicted to the same, bonuses or benefits. They're going to start wanting you to up the ante, and you just can't do that sometimes. You're going to start losing in profits. So I think it's really interesting how he delves into that for a while, and I think he does a great job of it. And then he shifts over to Motivation 3.0, which is what Pink is advocating for, which is focus on intrinsic motivations. And he goes into the three elements of self-determination theory, which focuses on autonomy, mastery, and purpose. He focuses probably the greatest amount of time seems to be on autonomy. I think as humans, we have a tendency to box ourselves in, to put ourselves, give ourselves definitions and titles, and put ourselves in these neat little boxes. And sometimes that can be too constricting. It can be suffocating. And I think work is one place where that definitely happens. And so a little bit of autonomy, it won't feel so oppressive. You can give people little bits of freedom here and there and trust them. He makes a good point of saying, he talks about there's a quote by the former president and CEO, I think, or chairman of 3M, who says essentially, hire smart people, hire people you trust, and then leave them alone. Let them do their job. If you're confident in what you do, you should know that you're hiring the right kind of people. And, people want to be, they want to be held accountable. We like being held accountable. We like having people have expectations for us. And I think that autonomy provides that sort of clear path for people to get better because they want to be, work hard because they want to work hard, because they want to feel good about themselves. And that kind of shifts over into mastery, which is the idea of workflow and what I kind of call like getting in the zone. People want to master something just because they want to, they want to say that they're good at it. People want to learn Spanish just to learn Spanish. I played soccer for most of my life, and it was about winning and losing to an extent. I played from age 5 to 22 at a highly competitive level. I played in college, and at that level, it was about winning and losing, but it was also about just enjoying the game. I never felt more free and more relaxed than when I was practicing or playing soccer in any environment. And I think that needs to shift into work, and I think people are looking for that. And I think Pink does a good job of explaining why that can benefit organizations. The mastery, anybody who wants to get better at something every day, knowing full well you're never going to perfect it. You're never going to get it all the way. You're never going to get 100%. But to want to get better every day, how is that not going to help an organization? When you have a ton of employees who want to make themselves better because they're doing it for something bigger. And that's when he shifts into purpose. And I think that's really interesting about how profit maximization is still obviously a company's number one goal, a for-profit company. That's their number one aim. But at the same time, people are wanting to give back a little bit more. They're wanting to feel a greater purpose. They don't want to just go in and work their 8 to 5 and do the daily grind and not really understand why they're doing what they're doing. That just kills motivation. So I think that shifting into an environment where an employer, a manager, can provide a sense of autonomy and give them the space and the openness to master, their craft, and to give them a greater sense of purpose, that's going to motivate people for the long run. And I think hopefully any manager and any executive who reads this book can gain that sort of insight, and hopefully have a little bit of understanding, a little bit of empathy for their employees, and be open to trying something different and changing. And I don't think it's going to have a negative effect. I think in the end it'll be positive. So far that's what the book showed. And so I really enjoyed it, and I think that this is a great map for the future of management. So I hope you guys enjoyed my makeup tutorial. Just kidding. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.